Hello again, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Queensland Abandoned Mines. Ebenezer with you, and today we see the second and possible final trip into the wilderness, into the Lady Margaret Gorge. Now, this is an absolute mission to get to. It's approximately 3 hours north of the Boyne Valley, which for us is a huge drive. So timing the trip and the hike into this valley is extremely hard. You are not permitted to camp in any national park, to my knowledge, unless it's a designated camping area. And if you are found sort of setting up tents and starting fires and all kinds of stuff, you can get in a fair bit of trouble from Queensland Parks and Wildlife Services. So the hike-in is huge, which means the time at the mines is limited. And the purpose of this trip, the second trip, was to try and scout and walk basically the whole way along the strike of the Big Margaret Copper vein that they were mining. You would have seen us down in the main drive a couple of weeks ago. And in today's episodes, we try to follow the shafts all the way up the hill. We believe we got about 400 feet of the way through the 800-foot tunnel or 830-foot tunnel. We're looking for some open shafts to try and maybe rappel into, which means we had all of our ropes and riggings and about 25 kilos worth of gear, which makes it really hard on the legs in these impossibly steep hills. And in today's episode, I think for the first time ever, we actually captured finding an adit live. There's a lot of times we actually find them and then we'll actually go back and film them, and today was a really cool adventure. I think by the time this airs, it's going to be around about October or November. But this is actually filmed in the middle of July, smack bang in the middle of the Queensland winter. And we wanted to find a couple of the old workings. Very frustratingly, we did a lot of research after we found the main haul level of the Lady Margaret. And we found out there was an adit just across the creek, which you'll see us explore in this episode. And we wanted to find the crosscut because the old maps, there were further levels further up the hill, or whether it was just shafts that were sunk down along the strike of the quartz that they were mining. So we hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. If you like our adventures, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share it with a buddy and a friend that likes outdoor adventuring or Queensland mining history. So enjoy today's episode, guys. Alrighty, guys. You away from that edge, Zacko? Yeah. Straight back into the action today. We are back in the Margaret River Gorge. And no crazy hiking stuff. You guys have seen a few big episodes of hikes. We are up above the workings that were at the other week and trying to work out if this is what remains of the old crosscut. So extend the GoPro down there. I can definitely smell bats. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that is definitely the crosscut, but it's too unstable and there's no air. You can just feel like hot, humid air down in there. Pardon? No. But the big winds that me and Blake were under, we could feel it flowing out. Weird. Alright. Oh, sorry gang. That foiled my glorious intro. Down that little hole, down in there, got about 10 degrees warmer. Not really enough room to move my legs. And the face of that just looks too steep to be an adit. Yeah, this could have all been bulldozed. I'd say that's a air shaft. So let's keep following the creek down. Back in Margaret River Gorge. So Z and I today were up at 2:30 a.m. Got to our destination at 8, and it's about lunchtime today. And whoa. Look at that. Just turn my light down a bit. All that quartz on the ground. Isn't it pretty? But apparently barren. The workings up here, including the workings you would have seen in the first Lady Margaret Abandoned Mine series. Hey Zach, where did you say?
Down there.
Zach's seen a landing. The first Lady Margaret episode was just the hike. The second one, we'll put some links in, was the much bigger than we anticipated underground working. No, it's nothing, mate. It's just a rock face.
Over there.
Okay. Hey, there's Mullock. What? Zach, you little ripper. Look at that. Man, the feeling never wears off. It never wears off.
Wait, how should I get down?
Yeah, follow my route, dude. Z! Hey, could be another one underneath us as well. Nah. The feeling when you find one of those, when you do what we do, is very hard to describe. Epic. Alright, you can see there's the old remnants of the old door. And this is a cross cut, which means to be the, I'll just turn my light down a bit. The angle's actually striking across it. The big twin, so either 2 or 3 big seams of quartz that are running this way. This one's a cross cut because they probably wanted to test what loads and what faults were between there and the main one. All right, well, it's a very good chance it could be collapsed because there's an air shaft in there that's collapsed only 10 feet in, but we'll soon find out. If not, this has just been worth it anyway, and we've still got one to explore on the way home, but it might be extremely muddy. All right, I'll get the big camera out, guys. We'll start recording. Alrighty, guys. Now this has to go somewhere. Look at the nice square drive they've put in here. Beauty. Now Blake and I could feel a huge amount of wind. Oh, this is a hands and knees job. This is no fun. I'll try and keep this as steady as I can for you guys. Oh, that's very hard to keep the camera steady. I think I can already see what's going on. That's the collapsed shaft. And we're going to come up underneath it, possibly. That's the shaft there. All right. That answers that question. We thought there could have been an upper level. There is not. This is the big winds from last time we were here, and there is absolutely no reason to go down there because we've been down there. I'll give you a look. Radio check, Zacko. That. Those are the chains. And that is the drive that we were down a couple of weeks back. Alright guys, battery's almost dead. Blake's going to go down there and have a look. We found out where the air's coming from. Check that out. Air is just screaming down here. I'll shut up for a sec so you can hear it on the mic. I know where that would lead to, man.
Sorry?
The adit that comes in from the north.
Right. Crosscut.
Crosscut, yeah. I'm not climbing up that though. So we come up above it. So what the miners were doing is just knocking a crosscut just to test this part of the vein. You can see they followed the vein the whole way up. I'm actually sitting on it. Look at the bats down there just going off. I'll turn my light up. And these chains that they've got on the wall there, they would have been to brace the old ladders because the miners would have been using this as a manway. And that's the shaft. And holy shit, probably one of the biggest spiders I've ever seen. Holy crap. That thing's scary as. Alright, let's get out of here, guys. The crosscut was only a little fella. I'll stop and get a few photos. That's looking back out. That's the winds. See you guys in a sec. I'll pick this up when we're down off the creek at the flooded mine, and we'll decide whether or not we want to gun it in there. Yeah, it's more than one.
Or is it just one long one?
Well, it's one enormous one. So whatever lives in there is obviously eating that, hey? Alright. Whew. Only a little one, guys. We've got to answer where that winds went. Oh, let's keep trekking. Cool. Alright, guys. We're back down near the main mine. And now we were absolutely fuming. We were in there only a couple of weeks ago. And I started doing the most poorly timed research ever. And I found out that directly opposite that big old girl was another adit. And look how easy it is. I've actually pushed my way in here, so I've actually opened it up somewhat. Before that, alright, now I've really got to think this one through. This could be a inclined shaft, although it's not meant to be. Alright, I've got to think this one through. Do I want to walk back 5 hours through the bush with soaking wet feet? Oh man. Does that come to a face anyway? There's the vein, guys. Check that out. Really cool. Another massive spider just there. They're everywhere today. Oh shit, that scared the hell out of me. Mine toad. What can I see in here? Oh, almost went in involuntarily. Oh shit. Oh, that copper there, that's cool. Tell you what, guys, it was such an insane hike back last time. I'm pretty sure this one is meant to not go on for too much longer. Yeah, have I got you, mate?
Yeah, all good.
Hey, I'm not going to do it, mate. I think I could either see a face. It's not meant to be that long, and the danger with this one is that there's only about 4 foot of air room at the top. So if I tread up some mud, then some methane, I'm a goner.
Yeah, definitely don't do it.
All right, let's go back along the hillside and let's look for that last at it.
Okay.
Alrighty guys, we'll leave this one for another day. Stoked we found the crosscut today, but that just looks a little bit too sketch for me. We'll wait for the water table to drop a little bit, maybe come back next winter and suss it out. If it sort of follows the values of the vein up and down, like the big drift behind me, this one might actually be underwater for the rest of its life. We'll see. We'll give it another visit one day. Alright guys, we better start hiking back. So just quickly on my way back out, you see that little hole down here? Everything that I'm standing on has probably been bulldozed in, or it's come in. As you guys can imagine, back in the day, that down there is the original level of this big drive that goes in, and this goes up at about a 45-degree angle. So this original portal would have probably been about 10 or 12 feet high, almost as big as the other Lady Margaret. That's the only clues that give that away. These little cavities. All right. Alright guys, just going to pause the video for this little bit. This is one part of the day that sent us absolutely crazy. So on the way back up the hill with the light rapidly fading, we could stare across the valley to what I'm still certain is a huge waste rock pile, and what I thought looked to be a pretty big adit that's definitely not on our map. So I think it was already about 4 o'clock by the time I headed back into the hills to search for this one, and unluckily didn't find anything. So this one will remain a mystery for the next time we're out there. That is the thing that I think is the adit.
Can you take a photo and show me?
Oh, I'm recording. Right there.
How did we miss it?
What the hell are you? Sorry gang, mobile phone footage again. Zach's up there somewhere. Let me get a breath back. Right, we've seen the start of this waste rock pile right from the other side of the valley. It's 4:30, it's getting dark, but it takes so long to get here, and I can see a large tip site through here. I won't film guys because it'll make your motion sick, but I believe we might have found an adit that is not on the maps. We'll keep you updated. Alright, it's looking promising gang. It's starting to get really cold, and walking along this isn't the best fun. But this is a fair size tip site, waste rock pile. Into some really hard rock the boys were here. Whew. Oh, that was a pretty rough hour. Well, that one will remain a mystery for today. Huge tip site, and I've walked to the very top of it and around, all the way around. Nothing. Weird. Oh, this one will have to stay a mystery till next time, gang. Alrighty guys, that wraps up today's episode, which will be probably the final episode from the Lady Margaret abandoned copper mine. So now, like we said in the intro, by the time this airs, we'll be getting pretty close to Christmas. I believe this will either be the October or November QAM episode. But in the next Friday night after this airs, we want you guys to keep your eyes peeled for another notification on our channel. And we will be sharing with you a little bit of a sneak preview of where we're heading to next. Now, we're not going to name the location. It is another country. Blake has already been there to source it out and do some little bit of the groundwork. And we do have an expat Aussie living over there that's happy to show us around in some massive underground mines. We're talking huge 300, 400 metre deep workings, which is a mixture of more modern minings with some declines and some really old historic workings. So Blake emailed me some of the footage only just recently. I almost fell out of my chair. I'm pretty sure he's just in there with this tiny little headlamp in his iPhone in these massive drives. So we'll put together a little preview for you of that. And then as we get into the new year, we'll start filming and editing those episodes. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. And like I said, we'll be back next Friday night with that little teaser of where we're heading to next. And thanks for tuning in to today's episode.